9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the NXT Watch Along. Apologies for the tardiness. Your councilman is now here. I know we're in commercial right now. Don't know what happened in these last 15 minutes, but I do know we got Lash Legend and Zarya going at it, so that's very interesting. If y'all in here, let me know what happened in the first 15. I'm gonna go catch up. We'll see if I can catch up on socials and see if they've put anything out yet. Let's see. No, nothing up yet. They haven't updated anything yet. I felt Stephanie would give up the Women's North American Championship. Preview looked a little weak on paper. Wait, so what happened? Catch me up, Boza. So what happened in the first 15? I know Lash and Zarya are in a match right now, but what happened? Stephanie gave up the Women's North American Championship 6-pack ladder match at Stand and Deliver. Boy, look, listen. So we having a ladder match to see who's going to be the North American champion. What's crazy about it is, like, yo, again, how much did this Julia thing not work for that to happen? That's crazy. Pardon me. That is hilarious. I just now wonder, like, yo, how does that make Julia look? That's what happened. I feel the same way, Logan James. I'm not impressed by anything going on with Stand and Deliver. I still feel like they blew their load at Roadblock. It's crazy they made her defend both titles last week, and now this. Mandy Rose tweeted, "It's pathetic that Stephanie is the first woman to have 2 belts." Okay, so to clear this up, Boza. To clear this up. First, it's not crazy because, again, not the stipulation, but the thing was that no double champion has ever defended their both championships successfully in one night. And so for you to be able to break history like that, which what they were doing here, especially with her becoming a double champion, it made all the sense in the world. And again, if you notice too, most people like double champions don't last long. Like Keith Lee was not NXT champion and NXT North American champion for very long. Like he gave up his title as well. And so that's why that made it understandable for her to make history. But the thing Mandy Rose is talking about is just some complete BS in her trying to say she was a double champion and you weren't. You were a unified champion. That doesn't make you a double champion. You are a unified champion, is what that was. That you did not hold two belts. You may have held up two belts when you won, but as soon as you walked in the back and was done taking photos, they took the NXT Women's UK Championship from you. And the NXT Women's Championship did not change. That's all that was. It was a unification of UK and NXT coming together. You were not a double champion. So for her to even say it's pathetic is really like bad on her end, because it's like, how is it pathetic when you were never a double champion? Okay. You decide you wanted to go sell nudes for a living, live with that shit, make your money, be happy. But don't sit here and try to call nobody pathetic because you decide, because you don't know what the difference is between being a double champion and what unification means. I like, she can get the fuck out of here talking about my NXT like that. She can get out of here with that. How does that make Fallon Henley look? Fallon Henley, Fallon Henley and Fatal Influence need to break up because there's no understanding of hierarchy in that group. I don't know who's in charge. I don't know who's behind what. And it just didn't, like, Fallon Henley didn't do nothing with that title. I'm not even blaming her for it. I just think it was bad booking for this to happen. Yo, if I keep getting an ad every 14 fucking seconds with this thing, yo, they like TK gonna have to find me a way to watch NXT. Otherwise, these shit's gonna have to stop because I can't keep doing this. I'm just saying, yeah, like I can't keep doing these fucked off ads that want to keep popping up. Aaron, what up, Councilman? Hope you're doing happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you as well. How you doing? Good to see the Councilman. Yes, sir. Good to be in here, man. Apologies for the tardiness. People cannot drive in LA, so you got to try to be patient and deal with trying to get home as safe as you possibly can. I'm sorry with that spear on Lash Legend. Right, most double champions don't last no more than a month. I get it, but they shot their shot too early with Stephanie and Julia. And that's the thing. Like, again, everybody, was under the assumption that because she was hurt, and I think Zarya finna punch her ticket. Yep, Zarya punched her ticket. She will be in the qualifier match. I love how everybody facing the crowd just like, what? She beat Lash? I'm sorry, Meta Girls need to go after the tag team titles at WrestleMania. Like, if that don't happen between Liv Morgan and Raquel, we dropped the ball. Every brand should be represented going after the women's tag titles at WrestleMania. No issues, Councilman. Appreciate when you give us NXT coverage. Oh yeah, no, I gotta find a way to be able to watch this. I'm just not trying to buy cable, man. Like, cable just to watch NXT is insane. Spitfire will face Metaphor this week on TNA. I mean, I would love to see them get it. But we don't know. I don't know if they are or if they aren't, but I definitely feel like Metal Girls should be represented at WrestleMania. All right, here go Wesley. Okay. I paid $300 for my cable internet. No fucking way. No fucking way. Will not be me. Will not be me doing that, Fernando. I promise you that. Look, I love NXT. I love doing these watch alongs. That's too much bread. That is too much bread. I'll stay on these damn ads then if that's the case. Shit. Jeez, man. What else we got? Bosa says, also heads up, Tetch Blanchard is in a 6-woman tag with Fatal Influence with Fallon at ringside versus Li Yangzi. Wait, Li Ying Li Zai Brook Shield and a TNA Knockouts champion. Masha Samovich. Wait a minute. What, Boza, where's the comment? Because I feel like it's 3 people. So is it Zaya Brooks? I don't, bro. This sounds like one long ass name you just wrote. That sounds like one long ass name. The NXT North American Championship will make for a great discussion whenever that happens on WWT Live. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Because I know one thing: Lola Vice better be in there. Lola Vice better be in that match. Apologies, it's been a long day. It is going to be very interesting. Also, I think they would wanted a shot with Stephanie 2 belts at UFC in Mexico City. I'm sure, but like they said, her carrying the division like that would have been problematic and a real big strain on her. Oh, Lei Ying Lee, Zaya Brooks. Okay. Because remember, she was Zaya Lee, so that's why I was just like, hold up. Did she keep the Zaya in and just move it around? But okay. Gotcha. Thank you for clearing that up, Boza. Oh, man. Very interesting. Let's see something. One second. Them in these ads, bro. Oh, I'm missing my client. Well, got that's interesting. That's interesting that they're. I get Roxanne just wanting more gold, but also too, I can see her putting over Kaylani. But damn, I would have thought Kaylani would have got put in the NXT Women's Championship picture. Oh, see, the only thing I don't like about this, which let me know you're not a real family, this should have been in manila envelopes, like manila folders. Like they should have all had their file like top secret with the Don and like logo on it. See, it's just them little details. Oh yeah. What up, honey? What is going on, dog? Why is it like 19 ads, bro? So, somebody gotta get me cable, yo. Somebody gotta send me their cable login, man, so I can watch NXT properly, man. Because this is some bull. What if Stacks is the dawn of Dark Side? I hope the fuck not. I hope not. I hope not. That would not be great. I'm letting you know that would not be great. Now I could see him joining Dark State though, but being the leader, that's woo. I don't see it just yet. I'm not ruling it out, but I don't see it just yet. I can see Julia coming back as a heel with Oscar and Kyrie. I think that's definitely gonna happen. Even the Logan James point, I think that's definitely a big possibility that's gonna happen. Hey, yes, boy. Yes, boy. Hey, that tie fly as fuck with the fish on it. That's a fly tie. We got Hank and Tank versus No Quarter Catch crew coming up. Not mad. No tag team action being displayed. I like it. I like it. That was wild. They want Hank and Tank to show to be a serious tag team. Here's the thing with Hank and Tank, Boza. Hank and Tank ain't a bad tag team. Hank and Tank just shouldn't be leading the tag team division just yet. Like, they're a great necessity to like a tag team lineup. But do I put them like at number one for the tag team division? Not just yet. Like, that's where I see them now. Like, they're a great number 3 or maybe even number 4 right now. But it's like we don't have a number 3 or a number 2 as a tag team that's pushing out in the herd just yet. And honestly, the ones that we've seen, they're probably the most ones that are a tag team out of all of them. The other ones had to be put together after being single stars. So that's why I feel that's wild.
Given the depth of our women's division,
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, I don't have cable. That's what counts. So I do watch Friday nights, and I can watch them. Yeah, I can watch the other two because I got the USA Network. So I can watch Friday Night SmackDown and I can watch Raw on Netflix. It's literally just like NXT is the most difficult one to watch. And I don't know why. They need to go out something. They need to go after something, the Titans or something. Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. I think every person goes crazy after the tires. And yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Is that fraction will go a year, 19 days, stand and deliver week. Yeah, we'll go a year, 19 days. Yeah, but they're number one. And Hank and Tank got the popularity because they're an actual tag team. So I don't know. But again, they're putting together and displaying the tag team division a little more. So hopefully, okay, um, hopefully these tag teams will be able to step it up to get us to be interested in them. You know, not saying they're bad tag teams or anything like that, but it's just none of them have really done anything quite just yet to get us interested in what's going on and supporting all of the tag teams. Like, again, look how long it took for us to get to Fraxium. The culling. I just don't like the name. I think Shawn Spears and the rest of them are in a bag right now with this faction. That name, though, is just not doing it for me. That name is just it's not resonating with me. But maybe it will. Maybe it won't. But right now, the name doesn't have me, but the group certainly does. I still don't like Fraxium. Again, too, but it's Fraxium is just a group that we kind of had to accept at the time because those were the ones that were kind of doing their thing. A lot of people, you're not in you're in good company, Cons too. I'll tell you that. A lot of people still are not fully on the Fraxium train. Ooh. I think the women's division needs to be better on NXT and WWE and on Raw as well as TNA. Should say the women's division at the old times. Wait, the TNA women's division is at a all-time low, is what you're saying there? Which one? Which one you saying is at an all-time low right now? They just look goofy. Like, who are they talking? Kids, not us. It's kids. It definitely ain't for the adults. I tell you that now. Kids these days don't watch wrestling. They into anime or games like Fortnite. No, I can't say that. I can't say that. CCN 2. No, I can't say that. I know a few kids in my family that are deep into watching wrestling. Is it as big as it was with us when we watched them as kids? Probably not. But there's still an audience of it for there. And then too, they kind of give off that anime like feel in Fraxium. So that may be another reason why they do have it like that. Yeah, I would say majority of kids know. Yeah, you're right about that. I hope Brent Sinclair get put in the qualifier match. Like, I would hate for her last title race to be the Iron Survivor match. Like, can she get in like this qualifier match? I think she'd be great to be there and stand and deliver. Excuse me. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Be right back. Ooh. I'm back. I had a little heartburn. I had to go take me some tom. Bro, I'm just missing the match because of all these damn ads. Okay, no quarter catch crew taking the win. That's a good one. Okay, we got Trick calling out Oba next. So we know Javon Evans coming out. We know Javon Evans about to come in, but his nose in it. I don't see a big difference between Julia, EL, Kyrie, or Oscar. Nah, I would definitely say you need to go watch those matches. Then you got a lot that you can go watch and then go see why that is a statement to get some research going to go see about them. Because trust me, all the ones you just named, all are different. All of them vary in style. All of them vary in approach, look, personality, all of it. If WWE had signed Mina Shirakawa, NXT Stand Deliver would be more exciting. Imagine Stephanie versus Mina. It wouldn't feel boring anymore. Mina could have saved the show, but she joined AEW. Actually, I don't think she would have. If I'm being honest, I don't think she would have saved the show. I've talked about this before, and Logan James. What I think the biggest problem is that AEW works better for Asian stars and from Japan, China, and all of that because they have a connection through AEW and New Japan. WWE has no real like solid connections yet in Japan. And so like they just started getting that with like Wrestling Noah. So the problem is that you don't normally get the same type of press release and everything that anybody else will get, even for the folks that are in our luchador type of arena. We're right there by Mexico, so it's easy for that to be promoted here in the States. But it's not a big swell of like Japanese or Chinese media that's coming to America. And I think that's what makes some of these Asian wrestlers that come over help fall short, like a Shinsuke Nakamura, like Asuka, like a Kairi Sane. Io almost kind of fell into that point a little bit, but she managed to kind of dodge that in some ways by picking with the right teams to kind of like get with. But because there's no big crossover between those two, it doesn't give us a chance to see them. And then also too, they're not really trained social media wise. Neither is Mina. So it's like they're not really trained social media wise to know like, hey, like promotion is what gets you on, not just being like the respect of being a great wrestler. That's important, but also the personality here is also important. And so I think that's what a lot of like sometimes they miss, and the reason why they don't go as big as they could possibly go and have that longevity. So I don't know if she would have done as great coming over. Because look at Julia. Everybody was hyped for Julia. We know Julia can go. We know Julia is dope in the ring. But look what just happened. Look what just happened. Not even a 63 days. I watch majority of them except Julie. I'm saying gimmick wise, they're similar. Okay. I mean, but that's the thing too. Like now that you say it, though, it ain't much of a gimmick to them. Yeah, you kind of like to that point, like that. Yeah, like their style as far as dressing is different. Yeah, I see where you coming from with that. What up? What's going on, Jova? We over here watching this NXT right now. We're doing the watch along. Hope you can sit here and join us. Let's see what we got next. Tricky Will. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I like it. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, man. And they said she ain't filled with all spirit with Trick Williams visit. You sure right. Uh-huh. Oh shit, Guy Ritchie. I might have to watch that. I had a waist like that. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. I heard him say your mama. I heard him say your mama, Trick. It's mellow. They not. Be careful who you talking about, young man. Oh, who all these locks in the motherfucking ring right now, though? Ooh, stuck his ass. I'm telling y'all, bro, Trick Williams is the leader of Dark State. It's gonna come together and stand and deliver. Oh, Javon landed right on that damn mic. Javon landed right on that mic. Don't fully count that out just yet. Don't fully count that out. Don't fully count that out just yet. He could have done that just to throw everybody off. All right, let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Let's not rule it out just yet. I'm telling y'all, let's not. That may be just to take us off the scent. What's up, cousin Ron? What's up, Lewis Johnson? Oh, and there that shit go. Well, the CW ain't got nothing playing no more. Oh, is that Jada? Who the fuck are these? Who are these teens? Who the fuck are these Disney Channel stars on the screen right now? What they just say? Right. I went quiet. No, yo, I don't know why that pissed me off so much. Like, what the fuck did he just say? The kids made me feel so old right now. Like, what the fuck did he just say? That pissed me off because they want to hit. They want to hit on your client. Oh, 1 minute, and the next minute they want to beat Fraxium. And just like some kids, bro. Like just like some children, man. Let's see if Kalani can get her title back. Yes, we are. Oh, damn, she get to choose her stuff. Oh, that's wild. She ain't no slouch. Better stop playing. Yeah, I missed that part too, Bose. I didn't see that on here either.
On NXT's.
So are we doing 2 triple threat matches? Yeah, that's gonna be odd if you got 2 triple threat matches, but I guess lazy booking. Yeah, like you said, very lazy booking. My thoughts on the NXT Championship Triple Threat. I mean, we saw coming, and I'll say I'm a lot more interested in that one than I am with this one that they trying to do for between Bianca, Io, and Rhea. I like where this one was going. They got some implications with the title, further stories. I don't mind this one. I don't mind this one coming up. I don't mind watching this one. So we just go see what's gonna happen. I just know it's gonna be a good. It's gonna be a good. It's gonna do good. They're gonna do good. They're gonna do good. But we already know the rulers walking out the NXT champion because even triple threat matches ain't none of them steal any type of ready for my guy. Ooh, but she go capitalize on it. Ha! He say you was. I don't want. I call him a what? He's like you was. Yes, you do. Boy, they are cheering Roxy's name. Ooh. She was pissed. She was pissed. Say, hey, get this shit together. That's hurtful. That's hurtful. It's like that wasn't necessary. That wasn't necessary. Oh, that shit was funny. That was hurtful. Ooh, excuse me. Mm. Oh, shoot. This is when I wish the sound was playing the match, because I know they going off right now. I know they going off right now. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Can y'all get back to the match? You dang right. Mm. Ooh. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I thought that was it too. Eesh. I wouldn't have done that, Roxanne, if I was you. All right, I take back of what I said. I don't think she should have done that. I thought Kalani was about to bop Roxanne, and she didn't. Never mind. Oh, Kalani. She's like Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls. That's what Kalani reminds me of. That was a good put over. I'm not gonna front. That was a good. I'm glad she put over Kalani. Yeah, I'm glad she put her over. That's dope. Good shit. Yeah, good shit. I'm not mad at that at all. I okay. Mm. Thoughts, Councilman Avis frustration. It's cool, but again, it's something y'all have been saying. It's not getting me excited for Stand and Deliver. Like I was like, it's setting it up, but it's like, okay, we're gonna see this NXT WrestleMania main event versus Dark State next week. Yeah. Damn, main event already? Safe life, free place. These commercials are hilarious to me. Dark State will still gives me Retribution vibes. Yeah. They're not. It's not there just yet. Send deal. Word down the grapevine is that all of WWE's foreign talent is having visa issues since he who must not be named came into office, and the WWE have been trying to fight back. I would also like to know, where you heard that. It's straight out of Telegram, where a lot of insider posts. Okay, I'm not gonna say that that's not wrong. That could be a thing. Roxanne, she been building up a storyline rivalry with Bayley for WrestleMania 41. I hope she get it, because they haven't really been doing nothing with it since. It'll get there after LFG. Hopefully. I think Cedille is even. Listen. I don't know. I don't have Telegram. I don't know. I didn't know that was an insider thing. That's news to me as well. So again, I don't know. So that's why I'm just gonna say Cedille could be definitely much telling the truth. Julia still has 63 days as champion. That's all I'm saying. And how are your thoughts on what's been happening on NXT just now, and the relinquishment of the women's North American title? This explains the European tour quite a bit, if it's true. Well, I know. Okay, so that could also be a thing, Cindy, but I do know also they did the European tour first, because a lot of people are going to want to try to take off and have some time after WrestleMania. Like it's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to go from the show of shows and then have to go overseas. Like it's a huge transition, and a lot of people don't know about it like that, but it is such a huge thing. I like that. I don't mind that. I don't mind that either. Zaruka, I like. Hey, I like it. I like it. We, 3? Okay. That'd be crazy if Julia don't choose neither one of them. Julia be like, neither one of y'all getting the title shot. Fuck y'all. That would be hilarious. I'm happy knowing that Julia was the woman who ended one of the greatest women's title reigns in all of WWE history. This is true. But who's going to remember that? Because, Baron Corbin was also the last person to ever beat Roman Reigns for 5 years. Did you remember that? Just throwing that out there. Also, do we remember who Goldberg beat? Just saying. Just throwing that out there. Just throwing it out there. And I believe you know what? I believe the Julia. I'm gonna do the Julia thing alone. I just find it very interesting that's how that went down. But I'm gonna leave her alone because I've explained why it happened to Julia and why they took the title off of her. And it's not her, and it's not 100% her fault. Shawn Michaels doesn't know how to book Stephanie McCure's character. Why would you let her win the North American Championship? Because they needed her. They wanted to put a championship on Stephanie McCure, but they also needed to take the championship off of Julia because she became the hot ticket, which is so they did. So they gave that to her and gave it up. Because if we're being honest, Fallon Henley wasn't doing nothing with it. But you are correct in what you're saying, Mackenzie. I think Shawn has a difficult time booking the mid division, and I hate calling it mid, but it is what it is. The mid card. Let me say it like that. I think he has a hard time booking the mid card because if we think about it, besides Obafemi, like we haven't really had like that standout North American championship match. If you really think about it, it's been quite some time since Oba taking it, since we've had one. And I think the same thing with the Women's North American Championship. When Kalani had it, they hadn't figured out how to separate the divisions and where things were going to head, and they needed them to catch up with Roxanne. And then they gave it to Fallon, but then Fallon did nothing with it. And majority of the time when they had Fallon on TV, she was a part of 6 women tag matches along with Fatal Influence, or being put in a storyline where, you know, like you had that Avengers 10 women tag match. So she never really had a time to really develop being the Women's North American Championship. So she kind of a champion. So she kind of became a transitional champion. But again, not her fault. I think that is more onto the booking's fault. They want us to be confused on these qualifier matches for the ladder match. Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it's not really confusing, though. What if Stephanie picks a TNA knockout like Tessa Blanchard? Nah. Look, just what would happen with WWE in Canada. That's how I know they're not going to deal with that. Sending them more pissed and trying to find reasons to be happy that you right. Yep, and you know, Mayor and Eldons will have a field day with it. It makes sense when the way you explained it, Councilman. It does. That's why I'm like, it's not Julia's fault. AJ and Parker versus Tessa Blanchard loser leads TKO match. Yo, man. Hey, you know what though? Tessa's standing on business with what she doing. I don't necessarily agree with it, but her ass is really standing on that for some strange reason. And I'm like, okay, if that's what you're doing, I would love Jada Parker though to slap the taste out of her mouth though. I would love to hear that exchange. Jordan versus Jay is official next week. Yeah. Oh shit. I'm glad they made this the main event. Councilman, can I get your take on the Punk Rollins Reigns build? Ooh, shit. Ooh, excuse me. That's the best way to put this. I get it, but it's still not what interests me in WrestleMania right now. If I can say that, it just doesn't. Like, I like that Punk is getting a little more. I mean, Seth is getting a little more psychotic, but it's just it's a lot of drama I don't care about in the mixture in what they've put it in, if that makes sense. Like, I like that Punk is still interacting with the wise man, but I don't like it all three together. The stuff with Seth and CM Punk, I feel like I was like, I thought we were finished with that. Like, are we done? Are we not done? Like, when does this really end? Because they've only had 2 matches. So it's like, okay, is the bill still there? And it's like, okay, now it's this triple threat match. So it's like, okay, cool, I guess, when they're separated, but together it's just kind of like, I feel like you have 3 of these cats and you didn't know what to do with them. And since none of them won the Rumble and none of them are going after Cody because now John took that spot, you had to find something for them. This feels like a find them something to do for WrestleMania type of match and not something that was set up organically for them to be there. That's just how I feel about it. Will it be a cool match? Absolutely. But I'm gonna go with Boza's take, which is it feels a little bit lazy. If it's just me, it feels a little bit lazy. Like, oh, let's take these 2 stories and just put them together. It's like, what's with the colliding triple threats? Like, is that the thing for Vegas? Like, is it what triple because is everything triple because of the slot machines? Like, what's with all these triple threat matches y'all keep trying to throw everywhere? Like, what is it? Like, I would have easily been okay with Roman versus Seth. I think that match would have been great. And CM Punk with whoever he wants to take on. But I don't know. It's not my most excited match that I'm looking forward to on the card for WrestleMania, if I'm saying. That's it. The only way recover is if Heyman does actually turn on Roman Reigns in the match, in my opinion. Yeah, and that's the only implication that would make this interesting. And then something Mark Henry said was it would be crazy if Heyman went with Seth Rollins, and then Seth sold his soul to The Rock. Like, that would be some crazy stuff. Or even Heyman going to Punk, but also too, my other thing with Punk is I don't know how long Punk has left. So it's like, okay, if Punk gets with Heyman, does this mean Heyman's time is coming to an end soon? Because my question is, like, how long does CM Punk really still have? And I'm not saying that like in just the old thing to just like try to be like funny, but I'm really asking, like, how much does he have left in the tank? Like, do we see, like how AJ Styles says, I probably won't be wrestling after 5 years. In 5 years, I'm probably going to stop wrestling. So does Punk have 5 years left in him? Are they going to, can a Punk story run for 5 years? Or does he hang it up in 2? I would assume Punk's injury puts his stay on pause. They probably extended it. Yeah, as far as like a voice and a communicator, but I've noticed it's like, bro, you don't have a lot of matches on television. So it's just like, what's going to happen next? And with what Punk does it require a wise man like Paul Heyman? I think that's the also the thing to take into consideration. Does he require to have a wise man? So that's why it's just like it's interesting as to, okay, what does this do for all 3 of them when this ends? Is it just like, okay, is there beef to where we're like, okay, we're going to get more of a story between them? Or is it just like I said, you combine 2 stories together to give these 3 stars that you don't really have nothing booked for and just say, let's put them in a triple threat match? Because to me, again, like I said, it just feels very pieced together. It feels very like lazy. The story doesn't fit well. And I've got to ask you this one too, number 17 or the Homelander era. So here's what I said. I think this is a big stretch, but I'm saying it here so that way we know, hey, I said it. I'm predicting that Cena beats Cody, gets 17, and then CM Punk comes out and then wants to face John Cena, and that's the favorite. And then he beats Cena and becomes the WWE champion. That's what I see. And I think the Homelander era will still start even as well. So I think we're gonna get both, Sendil, to answer your question. I think we're gonna get both. Something is going to leave on night 2, something's going to leave us in shock and awe. Bet you could believe that. By the time we get to the end of night 2, we're gonna be like, and we're gonna be ready for Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. Oh, Wesley and him are next week. Okay. I was saying we have to fit Orton's 15 in there somewhere too. Oh, that can happen at any time. That can happen at any time this year. I think as long as Randy stay healthy, which I think he will, he good. Like Randy, for me, don't feel like he owned the shelf, but his 15 is coming, and it's going to be easy to put Randy into that 15. I think it's going to be very easy to put Randy into that 15. It's going to happen. He has to surpass his mentor Triple H. Ooh. That's crazy. That's crazy. Do you believe any of this Page return business? Because I don't. I do. I don't think it's finna be soon, but Paige has to finish her story here. Paige has to finish her story in WWE. Just for the simple fact, she needs to be crowned WWE Women's Champion. Like the only title she's held is the NXT title and the Divas Championship. She deserves to be WWE Women's Champion or WWE Women's World Champion. She needs to have one of those because of all of what she's done for this business. She needs to. She deserves to have that, and she deserves to see like what has happened with the effects that she's done. Like just imagine Paige in NXT. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Did you just bury a whole group to put Ricky Saints over? That's crazy. Yo, I think I called this last Saturday. When we were booking Stand and Deliver. I called this. Hold on, I gotta go check my stuff. Now. But I think I called that. Let me see. I gotta pull up Stand and Deliver. Hold on. I gotta pull that up. Because I think I called that, yo. Let me see. Yep, I called that, except Shawn Spears was the champion. I said that now if you throw Tony D'Angelo in there, you got yourself a fatal four-way. Okay. Well, that was NXT. Let me switch us over to commercial, and then we will get this post show going. So we shall be back in just a second.
This episode of Women's Wrestling Talk has been brought to you by All Caribbean Wrestling. Catch the wave. Go to allcaribbeanwrestling.com to check out all the latest pay-per-views or go on the YouTube page at All Caribbean Wrestling. Also, go and check out their socials on Instagram at All Caribbean Wrestling and on X at All Caribbean WR1.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the NXT post show. I will say tonight's episode of NXT was a lot better than last week's NXT episode. Not saying it was bad last week, but this one was definitely a step up above the rest. We got a lot of new implications for Stand and Deliver. Let's start off with the opener when we had Stephanie McCurry and the general manager of NXT, Ava, come out to let us know that La Primera, the double champion, would be relinquishing the NXT Women's North American title, and that it would now be a new champ would be booked in a 6-woman ladder match at Stand and Deliver, and that we will run our set of qualifier matches to be able to determine who will be in that ladder match. And amongst those matches, we had Zarya versus Lash Legend, two of the big backs we wanted to see in a match, and they did not disappoint. Wish they could have went a little bit longer, but I understand because, we only got 2 hours, but Zarya did pick up the win against Lash Legend. And we had Roxanne Perez taking on Kalani Jordan, and Kalani Jordan punched her ticket to the 6-woman ladder match by defeating the Prodigy. Very proud of my client, putting over the other towns, especially when she's getting ready to take her exit onto the main roster. Let me see what Cindy is saying. Honestly, I hate that they're killing 2 belts of Occur because it makes Julia's loss even less important. You weren't on here when I said that, but I definitely said that. That ain't heard. That did not make her look great even more. Like, it was already head scratching, then it just bow. I'm like, wow. If that did not show how much confidence they lost in who Julia was. Julia just did not go over. She just did not go over, man. And it's very messed up. I'm not happy that she didn't go over. I don't like that because I don't like seeing someone not being able to get the respect they deserve. But it was just like, again, I've spoken about this when it comes to Asian wrestlers when they come over here, and just because of the disconnect between the two. Or did they feel desperate for Roadblock? No. Like, again, Vakura is hot. If you look at all the spots she's doing, look at all the places she's going and being featured in. And I'm gonna be honest with you, just to say this even more, you didn't see Roxanne Perez doing that. You didn't see my client all over the world like Stephanie Vakura is. If I'm just being honest, I'm being, and again, so this how it's not just to be funny and this thing between Mayor, Sindel, and myself when it comes to this. Even Roxanne Perez, when she was champ, did not do this much press work. Okay, Stephanie McClure has been everywhere. Everybody is talking about her. She's being featured everywhere. Like, she is the big ticket. She's the hot ticket. She's what they're pushing right now. So it's understandable why they want to see her at the top. And I see why they decided, like, yo, we need to go ahead and pull this trigger now. And you know, again, we've seen it. It's the same thing with finishing the punk ass story. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what the people wanted. Because, yeah, even Zarya kind of just disappeared. But that's just the flame in which Stephanie McClure came. But something to the professor's point, too, this is what tends to happen when you have an incredible women's division. Because, again, Julia is an incredible athlete and an incredible wrestler. So you would have to be something in order to have them look away from this person they invested in for so long, have come here, and then it's like, yo, we got this now lightning in a bottle that's Stephanie McClure, and we got to pivot and make our way. But all of these women are like that. All of these women continue to get better day in and day out. Like, none of them are slacking. Izzy Dame, you just show Izzy Dame is stepping her game up. Jada Parker being put into the stratosphere and not missing a beat. Man, standing 10 toes down. You got Jordan Grace here. You got the TNA folks who are coming over. Even some of the other folks like a Wendy Chu that's like, yo, you know what? Let me go to Evolve and really get myself situated so I can be able to be showcased here on this NXT television program. And it's showing that, yo, like, you got to be at the top of your game to be able to get put on television. That's another reason why I think Fallon Henley kind of fell short. But I'm sure that she's checking it while they're over there at TNA. That's why Kalani Jordan changed her attitude, and it's showing you why she's there, even though it's just adorable watching her get mad. Every time she gets upset, she just reminds me of Bubbles. And I'm just waiting for the crash out to come. And it just ain't it. I'm just waiting for crash out Kalani. And that shit is going to be hilarious. I cannot wait to see crash out Kalani. But yeah. So we had that. We also had this. We also found out that we're getting another match. The beef between Jada Parker and Jordan Grace has not ended. Both of them came out to confront one another as the champion was out. And they will be putting the match. Don't know if they're going. That's a number one contenders match. I don't think so. I think it's just a regular match. But we also know that Stephanie McClure is going to be picking her challenger to face at Stand and Deliver. We also had some tag team action going on between Hank and Tank and gosh, I forgot who the hell they took on. Oh, No Quarter Catch Crew. No Quarter Catch Crew picked up the victory. Once again, just good to see them displaying the tag teams on television. I'll never get tired of that. I think it's dope to see them being able to be on television. Then we had a exchange between Trick Williams, Obafemi, and Javon Evans, which cooked up really good. I'm excited now about the triple threat match that they announced for Stand and Deliver between these three. And I'm more excited about this one than I am any other triple threat match, if I'm just being honest. This is the one I can't see. It's going to be a lot of locks in the wrestling ring. But I also know these men are going to deliver something incredible for us at Stand and Deliver. So we'll see about that. We already mentioned the other qualifier match that happened. We know that Sol Ruka 2 will also be competing in a qualifier match. They haven't announced yet when that's going to happen or who she's going to face, but she will be participating in a qualifier match for the 6 women ladder match for the NXT North American title. Now, we also had a segment where the D'Angelo family gave us the lowdown on Dark State, as if we didn't know who they were already, but for some reason, we needed a segment from them. And they also made an appearance after the triple threat exchange between Oba, Javon, and Trick, attacking all 3 members, which would probably, defer some people from thinking that Trick is not the leader of Dark State, but not this guy. Not this guy. You're not going to trick me like that quickly, buddy. I still am a believer that Trick Williams is the leader of Dark State. But now some people are saying maybe Stacks from the D'Angelo family is. I certainly hope not. I just certainly hope not. Let me check this. I honestly think I would have been better to put off the Julia reign so she could snap eventually and do what she does best. Heal Julia with the short hair and Shade speaking trash in Italian. Now hold on. I'm okay. You know what? No, I'm not going to do the mayor route. I am going to say, Sindil, I appreciate you changing your perspective on this, because I remember telling you this and you were definitely against it by saying, no, how long are we going to wait? How long do we wait until she gets it? It needs to happen now. And I told you, just like I told everybody else, y'all need to wait for this Julia train. And remember, you kept pushing to say it should happen now. And I was like, I don't think it should happen just yet. And we see the results of it. But I think it should have waited. I think it should have been something different. Honestly, it probably would have been better if she came as a heel first. Now that you say that, because you know what? Let me not say none of them. Because I knew I was going to mess my words up right there. With the current roster of Chinese and Japanese women, because again, I just don't want to lump all of them in. I'm not sure where each and every single one of them are from, so I want to make sure I just at least Asian wrestlers. All of them came in as faces. Shinsuke came in as a face. Io came in as a face when she was Io, not Io Sky, not Shakira. No. Dang, why I used to remember her name when she came in. Now I'm gonna draw a blank when I'm up here. Ain't that a bitch? But Kairi Sane came in as the Pirate Princess. Io Shirai. That's what it was. When she was Io Shirai and she had the little bear mask on. All of them came in as faces first. Julia could have changed up the game if she came in as a heel. If she'd have came in as a heel first, I think she'd have had a whole different pathway. Rather, especially being the Beautiful Madness, she'd have been lit as a heel, first, fresh out the gate. But I think that was the wrong way for them to go with it. But hopefully, with her return, and she may be heel, I think that would look good for the division. Real rub it in the face, rub it in real TK face. If Trick is the leader, hey, you know I will. They would have went off on that comment 3 ways to Sunday. Yeah, no, I'm not, because again, as much shit as we talk about, again, I don't want to bash that lady, because again, too, I do feel bad that happened to her, that she only got 63 days. Is it funny? Yes. But also, too, it's just like, I hope it's a wake-up call for like people over there in Japan. Like, we need a better communication of Asian wrestlers being supported here in the States. Because like with that, and to be trained to do media for mainstream companies like AEW or like WWE. See, they don't have them do that over there. It's really more of just about the wrestling and the honor of the character and stuff. That's why I think that somebody will say they kind of like have similar to one another, except for the name and differences. Yeah. Because that's really it. But they don't get a chance to flex that personality. They don't really get a chance to learn, like, hey, social media is the big way to go. And that needs to be seen and that needs to be present in order for you to be able, for us to maintain seeing like, okay, this is the person we need to keep going with. They're hot when they go out into the ring. We're watching it back from feedback with people. People are saying they love the stuff. She's blowing up on social media. It continues to rise. All of those are huge factors when it comes to this and making yourself marketable. And for some reason, I'm not saying they don't do it overseas, but I don't think they trained them enough to know that that's what's needed to bring in dollars for the company and to allow them to put the company on your back to be able to move forward with you as a champion. And I don't think they get that full training like that, which I really wish they would start giving them that over there. Because if you do want to transition over here to the States, it's needed. Otherwise, you're going to fall into this pocket of where you have creative that's going to try to figure out how to book you. And we already know Once again, this doesn't have nothing to do with Julia. We know what it comes to when they book people that look like us and they book people that look like them. We already know how that goes when it comes to booking. It always don't be the best in our favor or in the best light because they don't know or understand or can relate to how that isn't something that person of that culture would have done. And to not put it into a stereotypical form or for them to not be who they want to be and finding the middle ground for that. But I say all of that to say that leads us to our main event, which is shocking, man. It was the North American title on the line, Shawn Spears versus Ricky Saints. Let me hold off on that and because that's something to talk about, but I also know we having a good conversation right now. Kof Rhea beating down Bianca and EO 3 weeks in a row. Let me tell you about how much I do not like that they are doing this. This screams so thirsty to me with Rhea. Like, I'm so sick of y'all trying to push that. And if y'all watched me on WWT Live, you already know Glasgow, you're on my list. You're on my list, and you won't be forgiven. But though that right there, and then on top of that, with what just happened on NXT, shows you the difference in what people are watching and what people are looking at. So you will have this lady from the Milk Owl keep bussing and showing her privilege coming out into this match and interfering between a match that's already set. It's EO and Bianca Belair. And believe me when I tell you, that's the match I wanted to see. When EO beat Bianca on Raw, I was like, yo, give me more of this. These two went at it. I can't wait to see. This is a WrestleMania match for real. But now you want to keep throwing in Rhea for some strange reason. Not no strange reason because we know what the reason is. But it also makes her look bad because it's like, okay, now you got to ask the question, what is Rhea without a championship belt? And you can't tell me it's like, oh, she's still Rhea Ripley. No, not the way y'all booking her. You turn her into Charlotte. Everything you tried to do for her to not be Charlotte, you turn her into Charlotte. Because who is Rhea without a championship? That's what y'all having this become. Rhea could easily be in any kind of match for WrestleMania. Any kind of match. Even the same thing with that, Fernando. We just being honest. Like, you're not Latino. You're not a mommy. You are from New Zealand. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just throwing that out there. Especially when it comes to what we're talking about with Julia, for what we've been talking about when it comes to folks that look like us. Even the stuff on Monday Night Raw with John, I was like, Cody, you lucky it's you in there. I would have roasted John Cena if I was in that ring. You talking about this man being a chauffeur and stealing everything from you? I'm like, bro, you not gonna talk about how you stole everything from us? You wasn't no rapper. When the prototype failed and they were about to fire you, you took whatever you could get and you rolled with it. You are the ultimate culture vulture. You stole this from a black rapper. And you better thank Tony Yayo when you have your Hall of Fame speech. You took everything from a whole other culture and appropriated it to work in your benefit. Yet you will not have the New Day nor R-Truth get pushed to have a WWE championship, although you're literally just the milk version of him. But I guess we can't have that conversation, right? Because it makes sense to sell that. But y'all will tell us it's impossible for us to push R-Truth, though. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here, man. Let me get off this soapbox before I get WWT in trouble, man. I'm just saying. Man, when I heard that on Raw, I was ready to go off. I was tight. I was tight, man. I was so fucking tight because if we keeping it honest, R-Truth did it first, and R-Truth did it better. Yet some reason, R-Truth has never headlined WrestleMania, nor does he get a WWE Championship match. But the person that stole his whole persona gets to be the greatest of all time. Okay. That's how y'all want to push it. By all means, it's your company, do you. But I'm going to get into this main event, which again shows even something more crazier, that Ricky Saints is now the NXT North American champion. First off, I'm kind of upset that Shawn Spears ain't the champion, man, because I feel like I'm like, yo, bro, he was just getting his steed, bro. But I know we're in the era where these titles be changing like that, so it's still keeping a grip on it. And then seeing Ethan Page attack Ricky Saints right after, I'm like, yo, if we can get this fatal four-way and put Tony D'Angelo in there, that's gonna be a banger for the North American Championship. That's gonna raise the stock of the belt if they had it at Stand and Deliver. That's gonna really hit. Does it not piss you off that they made him say Cena is his childhood hero? You know what though? I've always thought, because a lot of people tend to forget how smart R-Truth is. I always took that as a shot at John Cena. I always have thought that is more of an insult as to why he says it. Everybody be pegging it as a joke, but I really think like he came out of that to spite John Cena. Because of the fact like, yo, yeah, you my childhood hero. I wanted to grow up to be like you. When really you took everything I made and they gave it to you. I find it as that's him taking his shot, but that's a whole thing of layers we'd have to go in and stuff like that. But I always thought of it as like that, because like R-Truth is very intelligent, and I could see him making that and running this whole time with that. Shawn Spears could have helped the title a little while. But see, here's the thing though. I think because we get so used to like certain lengths and title runs, this is not me making a Julia joke either. I think it keeps the story interesting. And the fact that it's like, okay, if we had a fatal four-way, anybody can walk out with that belt. I don't mind it kind of being short numbers anymore if you're going to tell me a good story. And right now, the fact that you have 3 former AEW people contending for the North American Championship, that's a good story that you setting up right now. That one right now is probably the one I'm most looking forward to at Stand and Deliver so far. That's probably the one I'm looking forward to, and they haven't even booked it yet. And I hope they do book it for Stand and Deliver. Because for some reason they just keep wanting to have triple threat matches. I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's just because it's Vegas themed or whatever, but for some reason we keep having motherfucking triple threats just everywhere. So I don't know why, but I'm looking forward to it. But man, Ricky Saints, NXT North American champion. I will be honest. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting to crown a new champion tonight in Ricky Saints. I'm going to be honest. I thought when he got hit with that title belt, that was all she wrote. And then he kicked out. Then he went after everybody. And I was like, he might win this. And he won it. And I was, okay. But ain't it funny, though, how they put the black guy over? You know now majority of NXT champions are minorities, which I don't even consider us minority. I consider us majorities. Y'all see that right now with NXT, right? Only one person currently holding it. No, 2. My bad, 2. You got 2. That's Lexis King and Nathan Frazier. That's it. Everybody else is of melanin descent. Oh, yeah, Fernando. Ricky's a star. Ricky's a star. All of them though are. Even Shawn Spears coming back, they're a star. They've definitely beefed up their men's division within the last like 4 months. That's why I said, like, if they have this triple threat match or even a fatal four-way, this is going to put the North American title back on the map. It'll make it a relevant title again that people want to hold. Dude was losing to Jericho a few weeks ago, talking about saving his own career. But we've talked about that with AEW. AEW has a tendency to just not do proper booking, and we've seen like they've lost a lot of people to go over to WWE. Oh, you're not gonna mute. You're not. Oh boy, I swear sometimes. Like, I wish I could make technology come to life so I could fight it. So I can fucking fight it. Like, who y'all drop kick your motherfucking ass for not doing what I tell you to do? They finally recovered the men's division from last year's draft. Yes, they have. Yes, they have, and I 100% agree because it was lacking. It was lacking. It was lacking, and it was not packing. Let me just say that. But it has definitely stepped itself up since then, and I'm just Stand Delivered. It's getting there. It's getting there. I'm not impressed just yet. I'm not fully like, yeah, okay, but we gonna see. That was a long recovery period. I tell you what. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It was hard times in Shadaloo. I'll let y'all know that now. It was some hard times in Shadaloo for that men's division. I was like, oof. Y'all gonna have to do something because this is not it. I like this. This ain't it. Y'all gotta do something because these ladies kicking y'all ass right now. And I mean dog walking y'all in the booking. But now it's getting back. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens with Stand Deliver. I'm trying to stay hopeful, but I don't know, man. I still really wish they wouldn't have blew so much on Roadblock, and because it feels like those implications aren't shifting over for NXT as of right now. Will that change? You know, that's what we have to see. We have to see if, like, okay, is this going to make a difference? Is this going to do something different after it's said and done? And then, like, what are the implications afterwards? That's the stuff that we'll have to see and figure out. But it's getting there. It's getting there. It's making me wonder if the dominance of women in NXT might have an even bigger impact on the main roster. No, the reason why it won't is because at NXT, you can't have an ego. At NXT, everybody's still learning. So it's like you're blessed to be able to be in the opportunities that you are in, and they see that and they know that, and they're able to have fun because they're developing themselves. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's able to get like start dealing with like, you know, for example, like deals and stuff with brands, then that's different, like Lash Legend with her show. But they don't have as much egos that they would have to deal with like you have to deal with in the main roster. And I think that's really what's become the problem, is that majority of them have now, and egos are always in the way. It's always an ego thing. It's always going to be an ego thing. And that's just the crappy part about it. There's going to always be this huge ego thing, and it sucks that it's like that. Because you miss out on so many opportunities for others that, you know, because we have to cater to other superstars' egos. Like there's some male people that I'm sure, I'm not saying any names or nothing like that because I'm not trying to implement anybody, but I'm sure there's some that are just like, hey, I'm not going after this match or this type of thing. I'm not even going to say it's something in regards to women, but it's like I could definitely see that being a conversation that, hey, I'm not doing that because that's just not me. I don't close. I don't go after a woman. I can see somebody saying that Because we still, as far as ahead as we've come in the division of NXT, we still got a long road to go when it comes to the women's division in our main division. Even Triple H with the statement that he made, which was a very political answer about going with the most popular show, the most popular thing that's going on at the time. But I'm like, but you're not, because you're not listening to what the people are saying, because any of us would be glad to see a woman close out the show. Any of us would be gladly willing to see Io Sky and Bianca Belair close out Bad Blood, close out Backlash. None of us are saying, oh, we don't want to see, that's not gonna be strong enough. No. But that's how y'all, but again, it just keeps taking the folks over at NXT and us as people who watch the product to continue to show them like, yo, this is what we want to see. This is what we're ready for. And we're not saying that just to give ladies a chance. It's like, no, they're fucking killing it right now. They're fucking destroying the wrestling industry. That is the matches that we want to see. Those are the matches we now go back to watch. We cannot wait to see Toni Storm on television. We cannot wait to see Mercedes Moné on television. We cannot wait to see Roxanne, Stephanie, Julia, Zarya, Jada Parker. Like, we love to see them, not just because of their looks, but because that's included. Again, I don't know. I've never seen nobody say, I'm sick of looking at pretty people. I doubt you'll ever hear that. But the fact that these women give incredible performances in the ring and give you 5-star matches, it's like, yo, you say you want to give us what we want. When are you going to start listening and giving these women better storylines on this main roster? Because a lot of them deserve better. Lyra Valkyria deserves way more creativity to be put onto her character and having them really analyze who she needs to be to get over for everybody. Ivy Niles deserves to show she's a wrestling machine when it comes to being in matches. Maxine Dupree would be dope to be with Natalya and being on the dope-ass tag team. Liv Morgan deserves even more respect of what she's getting, rather than you just focusing on one or two people, making them into juggernauts where none of this stuff makes sense of them being beatable. Y'all got me on my soapbox today, man. They didn't give them a single Mania main event. Says a lot, though. And again, that has to do with ego. That has to do with ego. That has to do with pride. Because Sindil, I'll ask you this in your opinion. Do you think Seth, Roman, or CM Punk would say, if you walk to them, hey, we think that Bianca, Io, and if they include Rhea, should close out night 1, along with John Cena and Cody closing out night 2? Do you think they'd say yes to that? I just want you to think, at the caliber they sit in as WWE superstars, do you think that they would say yes to that? You know I know my answer, but I'd like to know to y'all, if that was presented to them, do you think they would take it into the consideration? I think Seth would have been the biggest one of them to say no. Honestly, I think Punk would have been the one that might have been okay with it. I think out of all three of them, Punk would have been the one that have been fine with it if the story made sense that it should go before them. And you know that says a lot if I'm saying that about Punk. But that's the one I saw. That's the one I saw doing it. But again, that's what I mean when I say you have to deal with egos on the main roster and they get a say in what goes on. Nah, I can tell. Now, Cindy, that's something I can definitely tell you about. She don't. Not in that particular case. Not in that particular case. Because again, think about what I'm asking to be asked. I'm putting a scenario that Seth Rollins is being asked to not be in the main event of WrestleMania, to be taken out of the spotlight for someone else to go. And he's been put there already. You get what I'm saying? Like they've already said that this is it. But let's say like this other triple threat picks up steam and they're just like, we want to make this one number one. There, I don't see all three of them going, yeah, let's do it. Because again, you got ego in the way, you got pride in the way, you also got a family to feed. So you have all of these things going and being taught within that world of like, yo, you got to go in the bit, you got to be for yourself. You can't be out here being nice to people and doing these things. So that's another issue that goes along with that too, is the dynamic of how the industry has been taught to be like when it comes to these things. It's dog eat dog. So nobody's looking to go like, oh no, I don't mind them being on the card, especially with that because of what's been going on with it. No. Speaking of Seth and Becky, wouldn't them versus Punk and AJ Lee have been huge compared to what they're actually doing? No, Sandil. Not for WrestleMania. It's too late for WrestleMania. It'd have been too late for WrestleMania. That's a good SummerSlam match. That's a good SummerSlam match, if I'm being honest, because you need a couple weeks for us to see if AJ Lee gonna work. And I don't mean like being able to work in the ring. Like, do people remember who she is? Is she gonna go well with when she gets back? And again, we're talking main roster. NXT gonna get that pop no matter what. But we got to remember, it's close to a decade since AJ Lee has wrestled in WWE. That's the thing we got to keep remembering. And she ain't been on TV like the Bellas. Bellas have continued to be in mainstream media. She has not. So we'd have to see, would AJ Lee be able to be welcome back? Would she garner a pop or anything? You have to let that cook. Then you have to let Becky coming back be a thing that has to roll over. We don't have enough time for us to have done that for WrestleMania. But now SummerSlam, 2-night SummerSlam, Sandil, sign me up for that. I'll definitely take that. That'd be a huge match for SummerSlam. But compared to what they're doing, no, it wouldn't have had enough time. It wouldn't have had enough time. But I definitely would go for SummerSlam for that. Fair enough. Maybe I'm absolutely bored to death by the triple threat. I am too. No, you're not alone. Again, I just think they didn't have nothing for them. And it was like, okay, we got to give them something. They got to get something to do. So, okay, we'll give them this. We'll make it a triple threat match. Because the story ain't even strong enough for me, in my opinion, for this. I'm just being honest. And that whole shit ain't strong enough for me. I don't give a fuck about Roman not liking Punk or all of this other stuff. Like, I don't care about that. I don't give a turtle's wink at what the fuck going on with that shit whatsoever. And I don't think nobody else is either. And they kind of know that. But they know that they need something to sell. So this is the stuff that they're going to sell to us. And it's like, okay. But it's still, I'm with you, though. It's not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea. It's not what I was looking forward to. But it's like, okay, if this is where we at, then this is where we at. Because I'll say this, it's not like it's going to be a bad match. We know that. It ain't like they're not going to put on the show. We all know that, but do I care? No, I don't. I'm just going to be honest. I don't care. I do not care. Y'all have definitely, with every type of thing, made me not give a shit about this. And that's the sad thing about it. But yeah, let me see. We get this last one in before we get up out of here. if it was even just Punk versus Reigns over Heyman, like they're slightly edging, it would have been better. Yeah, I said that earlier. It like when you first brought it up. Separately, these stories make sense. Separately, as matches would have been better. But the fact you tried to combine it just shows me that it's lazy and that you didn't have nothing really truly booked for them. And y'all didn't think about this when this was coming. So, and that's all it just really shows. It would have been better if they were separated. If I'd have got Punk versus Seth one last time, winner take all, that would have been great. You'd have gave me Punk versus Roman with Paul Heyman in the middle, that would have been great. If you'd have gave me Roman versus Seth Rollins, that would have all cooked way better than combining them all together just to protect one from the other of what story y'all been trying to create. And that's just the dead honest truth. So, but ladies and gentlemen, that is our NXT post show. I hope that y'all enjoyed the watch along. I hope you enjoyed the post show. You already know where to follow me. Follow me at Will Pharaoh, PHARAOH on all socials as well as YouTube and Twitch. I'm back on my Twitch playing Marvel Rivals, playing WWE 2K. So you can catch me doing that this weekend, starting Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll be doing three the whole weekend. Whole weekend is straight gaming. So I hope y'all check that out. I'm gonna try to make it on the WWT live tomorrow. So we can definitely talk about this and all the other news that has came out. But I appreciate y'all tapping in with me tonight. Always a pleasure to have everybody in the chat, from Cindil to Boza to Fernando, to Mackenzie, to Lewis Johnson. Cousin Ron was in the building. Christopher Leclerc. Also, my wrestling partner Honey stopped in and said hello in the chat. CCN too. Thank you for y'all comments. Aaron Teagle, Antoine Phillips, Logan James. Thank y'all for throwing in the questions, asking stuff. Again, y'all don't know how much it helps us during these watch alongs for y'all to be in the chat talking with us, and it really is appreciated. So from me to you, I hope y'all have an incredible night. Thank you for letting me know to have a good night as well. Send deal to all of y'all. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Go do something nice for yourself before you go to bed. And I will catch y'all tomorrow. Have a great Tuesday. Peace.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.